What is up, you guys? My name is Blade. Welcome back. So today, you guys are going to learn a little bit how to get better at the Crucible. Some gear, some methods, some weapons that you may not have thought about using in the Crucible. Alright, so this is assuming you're playing Control, and this is assuming that you're playing on a level, this level advantage is disabled. So not like no Iron Banner, no Trials of Osiris. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to learn the advantage points of each map. Get a good feel for it. Learn the traffic areas and learn all that stuff right away in the game. Practice with your team, and if you don't have a team, you make a team. You're going to want a team for this. You guys want to play a playoff, and when it comes to your teammates, you don't want to settle for less. I mean, not trying to be mean to your teammates or anything, but also be respectful of your teammates. Alright, so when you have a, let's say you're going to do a hunter, you want to choose a good subclass that is good for you. So if you're close range, you probably want to do blade dancer. If you're long range, you want to do gunslinger, depending on your type, and so forth for if you're a different type of character. Alright, so for your gear, you're going to want to try to get as much intellect as you can. Now, I say that because you can use your super more often. A lot of people don't look at this. They always try to go for the armor that has the most light level. And it really doesn't matter, as long as you have a lot of intellect. Intellect lets you use your super more often. But also try to keep your 3 sets a little even. Try to even them out, but yet lean towards the intellect. Choose a gear that has a lot more perks. Now, for example, you want to have perks under that you're going to use more often rather than perks that you're going to use maybe once per game. For an example, it's you don't want to use an increased reload speed for a scout rifle when you don't use one. Stuff like that. Alright, now for your weapons, I would suggest using Thorn, because that has a damage over time perk on it, and that reduces the recovery time for your enemy, leaving them vulnerable more often. Now, if you're not a hand cannon type, I would suggest using a Vex Mythoclast, but that has a lot of recoil. But the Red Death is good, because after each kill you get full health, but that's also kind of a slow weapon. It's up to you guys. They're both good weapons. Now for your secondary, I would suggest the shotgun. Swordbreaker in particular because it holds 6 shots. But there's other good ones too, like Bond Verdict is a good one. Her Courtesy, etc. Now I use Swordbreaker, like I said, because it holds 6 rounds, and I have a perk on one of my armor that lets me hold extra shotgun ammo, and I use the shotgun all the time. But if you're not a shotgun kind of guy, it might be a little more close, or just as close range. But the Vessian Dynasty is actually really good. It holds 15 rounds and does a lot of damage. Shoots really fast. Right. But if you don't want to do either one of those, and you're looking at snipers, you're more of a sniper guy, I would recommend Black Hammer, the LDR 5001, Praise Revenge. Anything in that area shoots really fast or has a good perk.
Zone B lost.
Now moving on to heavy. Now if you're a rocket guy, go for the highest amount of blast radius. Don't go for how many tubes or anything like that. Go for the highest blast radius, because if you're shooting a group of people, you want to get the most damage between all of them. You want to take out the big crowds. If you're not a rocket guy, you want to use an LMG with low fire rate and high impact. Now what that does, it will help you conserve ammo and get your machine gun medals a lot easier. Now, I want to ask you a question. What kind of a player are you? Are you close range, mid range, or long range? Now there's even more detailed. You could be a mid to close range, meaning you could be what I am. I use a Thorn, which I always say is mid-range. I've actually gotten some pretty long range stuff out of it, and then use a shotgun for your secondary, so you're mid to close range. Now, let's say you want to be long range. Long range would be like a scout rifle and a sniper rifle. Now, you can't just walk up to people and expect to kill everybody with this. I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong, you can, but it's not as effective. Now, let's say you have a full team of 6 players, and all you guys are in a team chat. You don't want all of them to be one type, obviously. So you split up into 3 groups of 2. Now, each of your groups of 2 will stick together and move separately in the map and speaking to each other. You guys need to have good communication. Think of it like the army. You know, play tactical, play strategic. Always know what your enemy is going to do. Make recognizable callouts. Practice your guys' callouts. Make it something so you guys can remember, and it's easy to know exactly where the, you know, when somebody calls out, okay, so this guy's by 14, you know, a number, or this guy's by object that is very familiar. You know, call that out. Make sure they know what it is. The faster, the better. You know, the faster they recognize your call out, the better. More receptive they're going to be to knowing where they are. All right, and if there's anything else I can think of here real quick before I gotta let you guys go. My experience. No, I'm not gonna read this stupid list I made here. I'm gonna talk to you guys about my experience in this game. So, in each map, I have noticed there's a spot. It's always by B that everybody rushes to. This, you know, like I said, this is assuming that you're gonna be playing control. I'll make a different video for a different type of PvP, Clash. If you guys want to do Elimination, which is also a really good one, I could do an Elimination one, because I'm actually getting really into that one. Alright, so there's always a spot by B, and you guys can see me right now that I'm right by looking at me. It's a huge traffic point, and you wanna kind of keep your distance, kind of at an angle. They always want to go to B. They always want to go the same direction. So spot them out. Let your teammates know right where they are. Keep your distance. Depending on what type of player you are, I'm assuming that you guys are going to really need to close range, because that's what general everybody else is. Like the Thorn actually can be like right here. The Thorn can do good damage at a long range right there. Can do good damage at a fairly long range. It's pretty good. Alright, now, you guys really don't need to worry about the heavy weapons, because the amount of time you actually get heavy is superficial. It doesn't make much difference. Maybe twice a game you're going to even use it. But if you wanted to get yourself a lot of kills, I would recommend probably LMG, because you could take out a whole crowd just holding one trigger. I mean, you can do the same thing with rocket launcher. It's preference. It's all preference. I prefer to use the LMG, even though I'm using a rocket launcher in this one. Like I said, it's superficial. It doesn't make that much difference. So yeah, if there's anything I missed, let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.